Back to another video. If you are a returning subby, nice to see you again, child. And if you are new here, hopefully you like what you see, you smash the subscribe button and you join the Yay gang, the Yay family. Okay, so building on last week's video, I did mention that one of my goals for 2022 was to be a hot girl, and one of the aspects of being a hot girl was me going back to the gym. So a lot of people probably don't know, I used to be like a heavy like gym rat, like gym freak, you know. I was about that life. I was that person who was like talking about gains all the time and being swole and all of that. I was that person. Up until about 2019, I did touch on the fact that like in 2020, I did like almost slip into a whole depression. So I was going through a lot. So I haven't really been exercising, and also I couldn't find a gym because child, all the gyms in Johannesburg were like, it was a lot. It was like almost 1,000 rand, and I was like, and now I'm 9,000 rand a month for exerciser. Like, I don't have that money. So now that you know things are a bit better, I have rejoined the gym, which is exciting. And I know that a lot of people also, you know, at the beginning of the year have these goals for themselves to lose weight or to just be a healthier person or to gain weight, whatever that you want to do. So I thought, okay, let me pull together, you know, like my top 10 tips that I have, or just bits of knowledge that I can share, because like I said, I was heavy into the gym thing. So I did, you know, pick up a few things and learn a few things along the way over the few years that I was like a gym rat. So yeah, I thought let me just share with the Yay gang so that we can all be, you know, the best versions of ourselves. Hopefully you guys will join me in this journey, and then like maybe join a gym as well, or start exercising for health, to gain weight, to lose weight, whatever your reason may be. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but obviously if you're watching this video, you must want to know these tips. So let's get into it actually. Classes in session. The first thing I wrote down is know your goal. So by this, like I've said, you can go to the gym for different reasons. You can go because you want to gain weight, you can go because you want to lose weight, you can go just because you want to be a healthier person in general. So if you do have a goal and you're not just doing it to be healthy, it's very important to like know exactly what your goal is. That kind of sets the foundation to how you approach everything, which is both the exercise aspect and the eating aspect. Because when you're gaining weight, or you're trying to gain weight, sorry, versus when you're trying to lose weight, the way you exercise and the way you eat are going to be two completely different things. So that's the very first thing. You must know exactly what it is that you want to do. So if you want to lose weight, you're gonna obviously make decisions in terms of planning your exercises, etc., to focus on that goal. So that's the first thing. Know your goal. And then once you've established what your goal is, the second thing I would say is that you must exercise in a way that works towards that goal, or that feeds that goal. So I know when you're trying to, let's just talk firstly about like trying to lose weight. So when you're trying to shed weight, there's like a few different things that you can try out which help. There's like, if you just do like cardio exercises, so your treadmills, your bicycles, or if you go on a jog outside or whatever. Or you can join classes at the gym. I know classes work for a lot of people. You know, there's Zumba, there's Pilates, there's dance classes which also help you lose weight, cycling classes, like whatever class you want. So I know that there's people who prefer classes and that works for them. It's not my thing, so I don't really have much to say on that. I tried indoor classes. I can't. Like I just can't. I just can't. So for me, I'm more of like when I go to the gym, I actually like to gym by myself. I don't want friends and gym buddies and whatever, because I tried that as well. And what happens, like when you have gym buddies or whatever, when they can't go, now it throws you off, and now you're like, oh, I was planning on going with this person, and it throws you off, and you end up going fewer times than you would have if you had just like, I mean, that's how I feel personally. Like, it would throw me off if, like, my friends were like, yo, today I'm tired, or today I can't, I have this to do, or that to do, I'm feeling sick, or whatever. I mean, that's fine. But now it's like, it throws me off, and I end up not going to the gym or something. So for me personally, I'm just like that person that's like, okay, I'll go to the gym by my damn self, put on my headphones, and be about it. Okay, so that's the first thing. The first aspect, sorry, which is the losing weight. And then with gaining weight, I don't think there's as many options, like in terms of if you're trying to build muscle. I don't think there's as many options as with trying to lose weight, because there aren't many classes for like weightlifting and stuff. So yeah, but just choose what works for you once you've decided what your goal is, first thing. Second thing, choose what works for you. So if you enjoy dance classes, then that's something that like you can get into, and it's also going to help you to be consistent because it's something that you enjoy. So choose what works for you. Thing with choosing your type of exercise after you've decided what your goal is, what helps is, especially if you're trying to gain muscles, this is specifically for gaining muscles. I don't see how it would benefit if you are trying to lose weight, but like specifically for gaining muscles, I think it's important. So what I would do is I would have set days for certain body parts. So on Monday and Thursday, I would train legs. Legs was the only thing that was twice a week, because obviously like they were just the loves of my life, and like leg day, But even there with the legs being twice a week, I would do different parts of the leg on Monday versus on Thursday. So maybe on Monday, if I'm focused on the quads and the calves, for example, then Thursday would be more the hammies and the glutes. So like, it's very important to not be repetitive when you're exercising. So that it kind of helps with that, because when you're repetitive with your exercising, it stops having an impact because there is muscle memory, and your muscles are going to get used to doing the same 5 exercises. So that's why I switch it up. So yeah, I would have legs on Monday and Thursday, and then on Tuesday it would be arm and chest, Wednesday would be back and shoulder, and then Friday would be cardio and abs. And then if I went into the gym on Saturday, because I would go 5 to 6 times a week, if I went in on Saturday, I'd just do cardio again. But yeah, so it helped to have that plan of, on Monday I'm doing this, Tuesday I'm doing this, specifically for when you're trying to gain weight, because it targets that particular muscle group that you're trying to work out. And when you target it, that's what works the best, because you're putting it under the most pressure and the most strain. That's how the muscle fibers tear, and then they come back bigger, and yeah, you gain the muscle that you want. And then the third tip that I have, which is so important, is planning. Okay, that builds on from the previous point of like planning your day, but also planning in terms of food. Like, you have to plan, especially as like we are adult people at this point. A lot of us, I'm assuming, watching this video, are adult people. So like, you either have varsity or you have work commitments. Like, there's things going on in life, and you don't want like the unpredictability of things happening in life to kind of mess with your exercise regime or with your diet, especially, because you could kill yourself in the gym and then ruin it all by eating nonsense. So you obviously have to try and avoid that, especially if you're trying to lose weight. You have to try and avoid that at all costs. So planning is very important. In my planning, in terms of food, I mean meal prep. Okay, prep your meals. So what I do usually, well, what I did, I mean, I'm only starting back up now. I'm getting back into it only. But yeah, this is my thing. On Sundays, I make my food for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Wednesday, I meal prep for Thursday and Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday, like eating is fine because I don't have work on those days. Maybe when we start working overtime, I'm gonna have to think about meal prepping for the weekends. But like, that's a problem for in a little while, child. I haven't thought of that. But like, during the week, I make sure that like I've meal prepped Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, yeah, it could get boring in the sense that I'm gonna have the same supper on Monday and the same supper on Tuesday and the same supper on Wednesday, but it helps you to stay on track, and you can get your variety through the lunch and the breakfast aspect. Like for lunch and breakfast, I feel like it's easier for me to just like throw together something that is healthy, because it's quite quick to make, like a salad or something for lunch. So that I don't really mind. Like I don't really put too much emphasis on meal prepping for lunch and breakfast. But definitely for supper, I feel like I need to do that, because obviously after work I go to the gym, I come back, I need to. So it's just better to just meal prep so that I can avoid, like, I get home and now I'm tired and I'm just like Uber Eats. So yeah, planning is very important. Four, I literally cannot stress this enough. There is no quick fix. Unless you're going to get a BBL or like some liposuction or something, there is no quick fix. Like, you have to put in the work. I know there's always, like, every other day there's some weight loss, lose belly fat, drink coffee and lemon juice or whatever. I tried that thing not about once. It tasted so horrible. I never tried it again. Maybe it does work. I'm not discrediting that particular thing, but I'm just saying in general those things don't usually work. So like, try not to fall into the trap of trying to find like a quick fix, because that's just gonna prolong your progress, because you're gonna be quick fixing, and then you start about, oh, actually this quick fix doesn't work. And that whole time you could have actually just been doing it the proper way and getting some sort of headway into the goal that you want for yourself. So I think just mine is quick fixes. And if you do a quick fix, I mean, I might try a little like apple cider vinegar thing. I have tried that, and actually it's not something I would knock. Like that I could do. Or like the grapefruit one, when they say eat grapefruit first thing in the morning, like on an empty stomach, like that I could try. But like, I'm incorporating it into my already good like habits. I'm incorporating it into my exercise and like eating healthy routine. I'm not just gonna rely on that. You cannot lose weight without exercising. You cannot lose weight without doing cardio. Like you can't. Yeah, you can't lose weight if you do not do cardio. That's it. Point blank. Fifth point that I have is, do not take breaks or rests that are too long in between sets or in between exercises. Whether you're working out at home or at the gym, like, please avoid like sitting down in between exercises. If you do sit down, don't sit down for long. Number two, I would say, do not take breaks that are way too long, like getting on your phone and then you end up getting distracted or whatever. If you're on your phone, it should be like, maybe if you're listening to headphones or something, to change a song or something like that. It should be something quick. Don't take breaks that are too long. It's important to keep your body like warm when you're exercising. Like, I just know, like when I'm at the gym, and my body starts to cool down. Maybe it's not because I'm resting. Sometimes there's exercises that like they hurt the muscle, like especially when it comes to lifting, they hurt the muscle, but like it's not like a cardio, so it's not making me warm. I don't know if that makes sense, but sometimes that does happen to me. And then I will quickly switch it up and go to something else just to get the blood pumping again, because once you cool down, it's harder to like keep going. So if, let's say, you aim to exercise for an hour a day and then your body cools down like 20 minutes in, it's harder to keep going. So rather just make sure you stay warm so that you can just build on that momentum that you already have and just like keep going, keep going, keep going. Then you won't even feel that like, hey, I'm putting in that work, until you're done. You're like, damn, okay, I did that, you know? And then tip number 6. This is mostly probably for the ladies. So when it comes to losing weight, I know a lot of gals want the whole like small waist, but I don't want to lose weight in my booty, you know. So a tip that I have for that, because as I mentioned before, you can't lose weight without doing cardio, like it's not realistic. So what you can do that's really helpful is when you're on the treadmill, when you put it on an incline, or if maybe you're jogging, try to jog like uphill, because what that does is that it activates your glutes. So your glutes are actually getting an exercise while you're on the treadmill or while you're taking your jog. Then you won't just be, you know, burning fat. You'll actually be activating those muscles, and you're actually gonna maintain like your butte. It's better for maintaining the butte when you do it on an incline than when you do it flat, because then that just drops fat. So yeah, and then you run the risk of losing the fat where you don't want it to be lost. So step number 7 is basically just talking about foods that are good for your weight loss journey. So I know with weight loss, there's a lot of, I won't go into all the different eventing, but I know that obviously what people know of losing weight is you cut out fat, you cut out sugar, you know what I mean? And then they just go heavy in that direction, which is not necessarily a good thing. So there are some foods which do have fats, because you do need fats in your diet, eh? And they do have carbs. You do need those in your diet as well, but not bad carbs like pasta, ne rice, ne papa, not that. Some good fats that you can incorporate into your diet include avocado. I wrote these down. Avocado, full fat yogurt is actually good for you. Peanuts are also good for you, and dark chocolate. But obviously with the dark chocolate, I would tread lightly, because you don't want to, you know, go too hard. You don't want to go too hard and then eat too much, because that's also, you know, just because the fat is healthy doesn't mean you must do too much. So obviously just within reason. And then foods that have good carbs are actually like your fruits and your vegetables. They're full of good carbohydrates, as well as beans. Beans are also a good source of good carbohydrates. Then tip number 8, I'm gonna speak on the gaining muscle aspect. Some good foods to incorporate when you're trying to gain muscle. First thing, eggs. Eggs are like a superfood when it comes to gaining muscle. They're very high in protein. Obviously, when you're trying to gain muscle, you must eat high protein food. I actually wrote down here, you have to eat 1.2 to 1.7 grams of protein per kilogram of your weight per day. So let's say if I want to, I'm trying to gain muscle and I weigh 50 kilograms, then I would have to weigh 50 times 1.2 grams of protein each day. So this is why, like, you see those bodybuilders and whatever eating like 8 eggs and you know, the whey powder and all of that. Yeah, you have to eat a lot of protein. So eggs are very good for protein. Plain yogurt is good for protein. Almonds are a great snack if you're trying to gain muscle. Sorry, almonds are a very good snack because they're high in protein, and I don't know. I like almonds. I think they're nice. I think they're nice. And then your high protein meats. I would say my top three high protein meats that I like incorporate, and they're actually part of my meal prep for this week. Um, Chicken breast. Yep, chicken breast, salmon, but fish in general, I think salmon is probably the one that's the highest in protein, and lean beef. But it has to be lean beef. You can't be eating the beef and all the fat and stuff. You can't do that. But the lean beef, yes, that's very good for you and that's very high in protein. Speaking of gaining muscle, let's talk supplements. Let's actually talk. Okay, so I have different phases when I exercise. So, like for example, now, since I know that the weight that I'm at is a little too big for my liking, I'm gonna be losing weight for the first bit, and then after that, I'm gonna start gaining, right? So, I'm just gonna speak on my own personal experience of what I have used. I really like I hear there's so many supplements and stuff out there. I really can't speak on everything. If you are looking into getting subs, I think if you have a doctor, consult with your doctor. There's also those people who work at like Abo Discam and them, that do like stand in those aisles and they help you out, and you can ask them questions about which is best. So yeah, they know more than me. I'm just gonna speak on what I have used. Ife Jakat ka USN for cutting weight is definitely something that I mess with. I try not to, because I know like kuko eat diet way and I try not to, like I said in the very first point that I mentioned, was like you must know your goal. I try not to mix goals. So if I'm trying to lose weight, then that's my only focus. Because once I'm trying to lose weight, but at the same time I'm taking whey protein, like it's gonna mess up the situation. So like it's rather just like if you're trying to lose weight, just lose your weight. And if Jakat is something that I mess with, like I said, for losing weight. And then for gaining weight, what I would do is I would buy creatine and whey protein. Creatine, I think Biogen, creatine, and whey protein, USN. And on the way to the gym, I would drink a bit of creatine about 20 minutes before. So I'd like pour it in, because I used to walk to the gym when I was in varsity. I haven't been since I started working, like I said, because been go a while. But yeah, so I used to walk to the gym, so like I would just pour it in and then drink it on the way there, and then about 20 minutes before my exercise. Creatine is not a pre-workout, but I don't know, for some reason I found that it like gave me energy and boost for my workout. So I would have some creatine before, and then when I was about to leave the gym, pour my water in, and I'd always have like those USN bottles with that little cup at the bottom. So I'd have in my cup some whey and some creatine again, and then it would be mixed up after gym. So before gym it would be just creatine, and then after gym it would be the mix of both whey and creatine. And that's what I used when I was in my muscle gaining phase, and in my weight losing phase I was Vegecut. So those are the ones that work for me. But like I said, like you might have to consult with your doctor or with the people that work at the stores just to find out a bit more, because there's lots of supplement options out there. It's just that obviously a lot of them have like testosterone boosters and stuff, so they're not really for women like that, because I mean society it's testosterone, like we have to tread carefully. I mean, unless you want your voice to drop or some shit, like you have to be very careful when it comes to certain supplements. So that's why I just stuck with Iwe and creatine and kept it pushing, and they treated me good. I gained my muscle. I was actually, we've gotten to point number 10. So point number 10 also comes from very personal experience, is try to challenge yourself. So I know this seems kind of obvious, but for me, what I would do is, like, for example, if I'm doing squats, so let's say I'm squatting, and then I feel that, okay, by the end of this 3 sets, like, it's not as hard as it was before, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, that means in about 2 days time, like 2 leg days time, I should be able to go up like maybe 5 kgs or 10 kgs or whatever the case may be. So that's what would motivate me. I'd be like, okay, I can see that it's starting to get light. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be up. So now if I miss 1 week, it's going to make me fall behind. So I can't afford to miss that 1 week because I'm trying to level up. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because of my personal competitive nature, but like that thing, especially at the gym, this is why I'm such like a gym person, like home exercises and stuff. I tried it, I really did. Like, it's so hard for me to be consistent because it's hard for me to challenge myself. Like, this is something that I personally need. It helps me to be consistent. That's why I'm letting you guys know, because maybe it'll help you to be consistent as well. Because with gym machines, I mean, you put in the exact number of kgs, like you can choose the number of kgs that you want to lift. So that's the nice thing, is that you can actually be very aware of, okay, this week it was 10 kgs. Maybe in 2 weeks time I can get to 15, you know? So I know for me that helps out. Sorry about that. That helps out because it just keeps me, you know, like, okay, I want to outdo myself. I want to, you know, be better than I was the previous week or whatever. But like, with that being said, you also have to be careful because it might end up having the opposite effect if you are setting goals that are not realistic. So like I said, I would base it off of where I was at that moment. It wouldn't just be like oh, in 2 weeks I want to lift this. It would be like, okay, this is where I am now. I can feel that this weight is starting to get a bit lighter, but I know that next week I won't be like there. But in 2 weeks I can level up and go to like the next 5 kg interval or something. So like, try to keep your goals like small and attainable, but also something that's going to make you feel proud once you have achieved it. So that like, you don't set a goal that's completely unrealistic, and then when you don't achieve it, now that discourages you and it ends up having the opposite effect. You don't want that, child. So now I finished saying all my tips and tricks, child. Hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful and that you're going to implement these in your everyday exercise life. Let's fit our bodies this 2022. Okay, let's hold each other accountable. But like, don't be commenting, girl, why are you still fat? Like in a few months. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I promise I'm gonna be consistent. And definitely gonna be applying these. Hopefully you will too. If you do, please let me know. Let me know how it works out for you. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and that it was very informative. Thank you for watching.